I remember way back in my teenage years, I was blessed enough to be part of a theater group, dance, acting, singing, a theater group, and we were blessed enough to see, meet, and work with the original cast from Serafina. And it was an awesome experience. Exchanged different energies with people, and so on and so forth. Being a part of that circuit, I found, and am still finding, that when you are artistic, sometimes one, just as they tend to confuse or misunderstand the terminology of liberal versus conservative, one finds that if you're artistic, that you are a little more free with your, what I like to call, your core constitution. I can recall experiences of rehearsals I would go through and scenes that I would have to rehearse. And if it was a romantic scene, you know, sometimes you'd have to do retakes of scenes. Retake after retake after retake. And something within me told me, hey, these retakes aren't really necessary. I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. But I didn't speak up. I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I didn't want to be that person who was difficult to work with. So I said nothing. Going to and fro on the subway, there was an instance I was traveling on the New York subway, and it was packed, crowded, like sardines we were. And as I was riding, I felt a hand coming across my thigh toward the front part of my body. I was in shock, mortified, and I'm looking around at all the faces and everyone looking stoic. So I had no idea who to directly accuse and stop from doing that. I shuffled and moved, and I just made a general statement rebuking what was being done. But I couldn't come out in full force because, as I said, we were packed in, and who would I really be accusing? I didn't want to offend the wrong person, but at least this time I was able to speak a little bit. But needless to say, that really scarred me for that day, that experience. And as life went on, a pattern developed, and I allowed many things. Never have I overtly been called out my name. Mostly I was always treated with respect. they honored my essence. However, in other ways, manipulations, deceptions, I allowed to take place. Mind you, I continue to say allowed because unless it's an absolute forcible act, no one can do anything to you unless you allow it, unless you open that door or crack that door and continue to allow something that doesn't feel right or that you don't want to happen. You have power. You have control. You have a voice. And be damned whether or not by you using that voice, if you lose or miss an opportunity, then you did not need to be on that path. It was not meant for you. So this is a quick message to those, whatever road you're on, whatever genre that you're in, hold on to your will. Use your voice audibly, with your essence, physically if you must, as a last resort. Do not allow the power that you wield to be taken away. And at the same time, with the power that you have, do not abuse it. Honor and respect the way you wish to be honored and respected. These are Ponderings of the Quan. I am PonderQwan, the writer, Kwanubian, author, Trinia Murphy. Peace and tranquility over you and all of your houses. Be the light to those who need to feel the warmth of your shine and know when to be darkness to those who need the cool of your shade. Peace and power.